So we start again another video. I'm tired like shit. I know I'm not talking very nice. I'm so sorry. But you know what? You need to exhaust. You have no choice. Your mind is your mind, and what you think is who you are. It's your choice. I'm burning out. But I know I have to accept the fact that I ripped out 6 pages and wrote 7. And the last one I'm coming up with is this. It's pretty simple. 432. According to my last count, there's 342 little dots on a golf ball. 4 by 3 is 12, by 2 is 24. 2 by 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. That's mana heaven. 14 is the passage. 1 and 5 is the E entrance. Minus 5 and plus 5 in Monopoly before anything begins to give 10 to God. Because you have to know in Monopoly, if you go 4 forward, okay, 5 would get you onto the train and would put you on number 6. So you're on the other side. So when you start, Go says 1 if you look in the rule book. So if you go 1 forward, it's impossible because you got 2 dice. When you got 2 dice, the minimum is 2. When you got 9 dice, the minimum is 9. And that's all you got on one face. There's only 9 on one face of your phone. That's all you got. The 0 is hanging around somewhere. The 1 is only consistent once in its own world with 1 die. After that die, the 1 doesn't exist anymore. So they had to move the numbers over on your phone. But they did that for other reasons. You got to play a little hop, skips, and jumps, a little tic-tac-toe and hopscotch at the same time. So this is what we're going to show you in the basics. In one world, we sit on 1, and we're showing 6. Or we're showing 1, and we're sitting on 6. What's left over is 2, 3, 4, and 5. And like I said, we can't get on number 5 at the start of the game because that's the railroad track. We got to hit 2, 3, or 4. Now, if we hit 2, 3, or 4, especially if we hit 2, it's 1 and 1, it's doubles, we go again. Of course, we'd end up on 2, and then we'd have to have a minimum of 3. Or otherwise, we get doubles again, we get 1 and 1. If we do that one more time, we go to jail. But now, if we get 2 and 2 is 4, the 4th one is income tax, 10% or $200. So you want to get to the train. You don't want to end up in the front end, which are noted to be 2, 3, and 4. But if you back up, the same thing, starting from go, starting 1 from go, because that's how you measure a square. 9 spaces by 8 spaces. You don't skip the 1 space in the corner because you counted it the other way. It doesn't work that way. We're counting across and we're counting vertical. So you go backwards. You go 1, then you go to 39. That's why 39 is perfect, because 40, you've touched 1, it makes 41 on go. There's many, many things I saw tonight and I've written down. It's insane how true it seems to be. The second way is the baseball dice. In order to play baseball in this dice, we have to follow the seams of the baseball. Now, I'm sorry I don't have any round parts on it. I'll have to call Christopher Columbus to help me out. But I'm going to show you the way they had to wrap up this earth. So let me see if this is it. This is the start of it. 3, 2, 4. Now, I don't really want to move the dice. Okay, I have to keep it on the same level. And I keep it on the same level. I go 1 down, 6. I go 1 up, 5. I go 1 over, 1. 1, 5, 6. And now I have to move the dice like you would move Rubik's Cube. And you would have to, I'm not sure which way to turn this dice. Oh, I think I just have to leave it like this and keep turning it around. And what do you see there? 3, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. It's a baseball. Here you got a baseball because it's wrapped up the same way. Make it at home. You'll see. This dice is 2, 3, 4, and 1, 5, 6. 1, 5, 6 is 12, and it's the total of the 2 dice. You cannot have 6 and 6. It's only telling you it's 6 and 6. 2, 2, and 2, and 2, 2, 2, and 2. Blow to 40 Schaefer blast, then you get back to go. But you're not on go. So we have the baseball. You saw the way it was wrapped up? So now we know where the baseball comes from. Give me a football. Maybe I'll study the football. How many pieces of leather are on it? How many stitches? How many marks? How many pokes? Are they all the same? Are they different? Are they different sizes? Are they different sizes for NFL, or different sizes for college football, different sizes for the CFL, or different college for Canadian football? So there's all kinds of columns. So when you're talking about column, you're talking about 9, a 9, a 9, a 9. But there's not always 9 in 1, because you have to go to the library. If you fill up your whole house and you can't get out to the library, you leave yourself at 6. It's always the mug and dove it. There's only one stop sign, which is Jupiter. The rest are all mug and doves, because you can't go more than 6. You just can't. You just can't. It just doesn't work. So you saw this is a baseball. Babylon, I was looking at something. Somebody wrote me a thing on Babylon. The last 3 letters on Babylon is ONS. And you can also say SON is son. Babylon, BABY is baby. Then I went on to baby, yeah, ba, da, ba, do. 7, 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 5. That's explaining, okay, if I can remember, where you come to the Y in the road and you get the father, ABA is father, who is Dabba, who's dabbing into something, and he's doing something. But it's saying more than that, and I'm not going to add up all the letters. I just know it fits. But there's not only Yabba Dabba Doo, there's Scooby Doo, there's a Ski Doo, and there's a monkey, Sea Monkey Doo. Now the monkey Sea Monkey Doo is it all about the sea monkey? What does the sea monkey do? What else do I have in here? I had so much stuff. I didn't even do half of what I wanted to do. One of the things, I don't know if I mentioned, okay, that in the roulette wheel, what I do is I take a grid of 9 and I shove all 36 numbers in it. Then I replace them by letters. And I'm replacing by letter categories because of the alphabet split. And I'm not going to get into that. What I'm going to get into is that there's 36 numbers. There's A, B, C, D, and you put 4 in each one. So if you're putting 4 in each one and you have a cube, there's 2 you're not putting it in. 1 and 6. You only the other 4. So what I do is these are the numbers that equal 1. 1, 1, 1 and 9 is 1, 2 and 8 is 10 is 1. Equals 58. In the number 1 position, the total of the number that we're not being used is 58. 5 by 8 is 40, 5 and 8 is 13 is 53, which will return into number 23. But this says the heaven and the E, which is God's electronics. It's the electronics, because it's the first E, okay? The first number 5 you get, okay? Then we're going to go to the 6. We don't use the 6, and the total is 7, 8. 7, 8 is G and H. Here it's E and H, E, G, H. Short for 8 if you want, but I'm not going to get into that either. You can total up these numbers. We're not going to get in. I totaled up these numbers, and it equals 136. Isn't that funny? 613 laws of Moses. 1 point, 3 points, 6 points if you're playing football. What happened to the 2 points? We're not going to get into that. There's a lot of things we just don't have to get into. So what you actually have on the dice now, once you take out the 1 and 6, is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I remove the 136 from the total numbers in roulette, which is 666, it equals to 530. 530 is the same number I was just going to tell you. First of all, we're just going to go 5 by 3 is 15, 5 and 3 is 8, number 23. Okay. What number was I? Oh yeah, 530. 5 by 30 is 150. That's half a creation, because bowling is 300. I'm not getting into all the explanations. I'm going to start losing it. You know what I'm saying? I just know they're there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 equals 39. I'm just writing something down. So why 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 equals 39, and why I'm using that, okay, is because 4 is the first number with 4 corners in A, B, C, D. Okay, minus 5 plus 5, 4 and 4, not counting go. 4, or the 4 card, or the 4 dice, okay, there's a 6 dice, and there's a 4 dice. The 4 corners are in that dice. The 4 corners are in the 5 dice. The 4 corners are in the 6 dice. The 4 corners are in the 7 card. The 4 corners are in the 8 card. The 4 corners in the 9 card, and they're not in any other card, and the total is 39, and that's the maximum you can get in the game. Because if 45 is the total of 1 to 9, okay, 45 after going around the whole board, it'll bring you right to the reading railroad, and that's where we are, reading. We're all reading. There's something else in here. Planets that go together, Mars and the moon reflect with Venus and Jupiter. Venus, moon is life. Thinking of the Mercury, medallion, Middle East, Mediterranean, satellite, inside the Earth, Mercury. Something again in the Middle East, something underneath. So this war we're having, all this stuff, is all, I think, upside down. There's something wrong. There's something way wrong, something upside down about this whole thing. Okay? First of all, if something is not good and dangerous, we shouldn't be using it regardless. If it's a money thing, I think you're all a bunch of fucking idiots. Total retards. You can lose the whole goddamn world, and you're playing around with something that you don't know anything about. Or iron ore, or the uranium plants. Maybe it's not true. Maybe there is a way to process it, but it costs too much money, so they just let it go. It should never be able to leak. If it leaks, you go to a hospital, they give you a bag so it doesn't leak because you're too embarrassed to show it. Well, if you're too embarrassed to show it, if you're pissing in your own pants, well, why should you let any business piss on anybody else? It just shouldn't be that way. That's not the way I run my business. And I really have no business but my business at all. And I don't have your business, and I'm not here to lecture anybody. But you got to understand, when it is in danger, just for yourself, it's okay. Take a chance. You don't want to wear your seatbelt? Go ahead. Well, should we make people wear seatbelts because it costs more money in the hospitals? So they'll bring in $10,000 in seatbelts? No, the seatbelt, okay, if you know how to drive, the seatbelt, okay, is a tool to solidify you in a place of a car driving over 60 miles an hour. Don't you get it? War? This is over, my friends. I do not feel much of the energy right now, and I have to let it go. But war, everyone knows backwards, is raw. The world is one. Even if there is another world somewhere else, we don't live there. Why should we go there? Move in, get citizenship, and then try and change them like they try and change us. Change, change, change. What man is left with all the time, jingle, 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 left with the change of all time. Raphael 7286. Ask me anything, I will always definitely have an answer. The worst answer that you may get is I don't know. And that's it. Thank you for asking. 7286.